The Legend of Thach Sanh. Long ago, in Sao Bin district, there lived an elderly woodcutter named Thach Nia and his wife. They were already old but had no children. Day and night, they were worried and sad. Hoping heaven would bless them with a child, they devoted themselves to good deeds such as clearing drains, digging canals, building roads, cleaning wells, and boiling water to help travelers along the way. Not long after, Mrs. Thach became pregnant, but 3 years passed and she still did not give birth. During that time, Mr. Thach passed away. Soon after, Mrs. Thach gave birth to a handsome baby boy and named him Thach Sanh. A few years later, she also died. From then on, Thach Sanh lived alone in a small hut beneath a banyan tree. He owned nothing but a loincloth to cover himself and an axe for cutting wood. When Thach Sanh was 13 years old, the Jade Emperor sent fairies down to teach him martial arts and magical powers. One day, a wine seller named Li Thong passed by and stopped to rest. Seeing that Thach Sanh was strong, orphaned, and easy to take advantage of, Li Thong pretended to befriend him, swore brotherhood, and took Thach Sanh home. At that time, there was a monstrous python spirit that often devoured people. Soldiers had tried many times to defeat it, but it possessed powerful magic and could not be killed. In the end, the king ordered a shrine to be built for it, and every year one human life had to be offered. That year, it was Li Thong's turn to be sacrificed. Terrified, Li Thong and his mother plotted to send Thach Sanh in his place. That evening, when Thach Sanh returned from cutting wood, Li Thong treated him to wine and said, "Tonight, the court has assigned me to guard the shrine. But I have just made a new batch of wine and must stay home to watch it. Please help me by taking my place for one night." Thach Sanh suspected nothing and agreed at once. At midnight, deep in the forest, cold winds blew and trees shook violently. Suddenly, the python spirit appeared, baring its fangs and breathing fire as it rushed toward Thach Sanh. Calm and fearless, Thach Sanh used his magic and fought the monster. After a long battle, he killed it, and it turned back into a giant python. Thach Sanh cut off its head and carried it home. When he knocked on the door late at night, Li Thong and his mother thought his ghost had returned for revenge. They knelt inside, trembling and praying. Thach Sanh then understood their evil plan, but being kind-hearted, he did not get angry. He cheerfully told them how he had killed the python. Hearing this, Li Thong came up with another wicked scheme. He frightened Thach Sanh, saying the python belonged to the king and killing it was punishable by death. He advised Thach Sanh to flee while he stayed behind to handle the matter. Trusting him, Thach Sanh returned to his old hut under the banyan tree. Meanwhile, Li Thong hurried to the capital, claimed credit for killing the monster, and was appointed a general. Later, the king announced that his daughter would choose a husband, but none pleased her. One day, while the princess was strolling in the garden, a giant eagle spirit swooped down and carried her away. By chance, the eagle flew past the banyan tree where Thach Sanh was sitting. Thach Sanh shot an arrow and struck its wing. Though wounded, the eagle pulled out the arrow and flew on. Thach Sanh followed the trail of blood to a deep cave, marked the entrance, and returned home. When the king heard that the princess had been kidnapped, he was heartbroken and ordered Li Thong to find her, promising him marriage to the princess and the throne. Li Thong organized a 10-day festival to secretly gather information. After many days with no news, Thach Sanh heard of the festival and came to visit. Li Thong shared his worries, and Thach Sanh honestly told him about shooting the eagle. Overjoyed, Li Thong asked Thach Sanh to lead the way. Thach Sanh bravely volunteered to enter the cave alone. Inside, he found the princess and gave her a sleeping potion to trick the eagle. He tied the princess to a rope and signaled Li Thong to pull her up. But when Thach Sanh tried to climb out, Li Thong ordered the soldiers to seal the cave entrance. The eagle soon awoke and roared furiously. The cave shook violently, but Thach Sanh fought and killed the monster. Searching for a way out, he discovered an iron cage holding a young man, the son of the Sea King, imprisoned by the eagle for nearly a year. Thach Sanh broke the cage and rescued him. Grateful, the Sea Prince invited Thach Sanh to the underwater palace. The Sea King rewarded him with countless treasures, but Thach Sanh accepted only a magical lute and returned to his hut under the banyan tree. Later, the spirits of the python and the eagle plotted revenge. They stole jewels from the royal treasury and hid them at Thach Sanh's home, causing him to be arrested and imprisoned. Meanwhile, the princess, heartbroken after being rescued and believing Thach Sanh dead, became mute. No prayers could cure her. In prison, Thach Sanh sadly played his lute. Miraculously, the lute told his entire story through its music, exposing Li Thong's crimes and revealing the truth. Hearing the music, the princess suddenly spoke again and begged to see the musician. Before the court, Thach Sanh told everything. The king ordered Li Thong and his mother arrested and gave Thach Sanh the right to judge them. Out of mercy, Thach Sanh spared their lives, but on their way home, both were struck dead by lightning. The king then married Thach Sanh to the princess. When princes from 18 kingdoms attacked in anger, Thach Sanh played his lute. The music softened their hearts, making them long for home and peace. He fed them with a magical pot of rice that never ran out, and they surrendered willingly. Finally, the king passed the throne to Thach Sanh. As ruler, Thach Sanh abolished heavy taxes, granted amnesty, and encouraged farming. From then on, the land enjoyed peace and prosperity. Lessons from the story: kindness, honesty, and bravery will be rewarded. Though poor and orphaned, Thach Sanh lived with kindness and courage. Despite being deceived many times, he was ultimately trusted, honored, and rewarded. Evil and deceit will be punished. Li Thong's greed and cruelty led to his downfall. Wicked deeds can never remain hidden forever. True talent and wisdom will be recognized. Thach Sanh's strength, magic, and musical talent helped him overcome every challenge. The power of love and peace. Thach Sanh's music healed pain, stopped war, and brought harmony. Compassion and peace are stronger than violence.